is a good segment by Mehdi Hasan. And was this on his Peacock show or his MSN?
Peacock Choice show.
This show plays at 8 p.m., if I'm not mistaken, on Peacock. Here he is. He's got Cedric Richmond. Richmond is now former congressman. Now, what is his position in the White House, in the administration? Is
Senior White House advisor?
Is that right?
I believe it's something like that. White House Cedric.
Okay, well, let's, here is Mehdi Hasan.
Sorry, Director of the Office of Public Engagement.
I'm not even.
Senior advisor to the president.
And
well.
Here he is being questioned, and this is something that came up when AOC was on the program. The HEROES Act had just passed, and this is something that we had talked about. That was, and this was in the HEROES Act, right? This was passed June or July of 2020 by the Democrats. It was a $3 trillion plus bill. Never obviously saw the light of day in the Senate, but it had this COBRA subsidy, which is good if you're receiving the subsidy. If you're on the, if you've been laid off your job, you get COBRA for free.
It extends your insurance after you've lost your job.
That's what COBRA normally does, but
Yeah.
now you would get it for free because the government is actually paying the insurance company. Incidentally, this is the most expensive insurance product that exists, or type of insurance product that exists. And Mehdi Hasan asks Richmond the exact right question.
And there are a lot of good things in legislation, but also some questionable things. I want to talk about one of those. Today's the 11th anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. As you say, the rescue plan expands subsidies for ACA plans, making premiums much cheaper for many families. That's a good thing. But it could also spend an estimated $35 billion fully covering COBRA for around 2 million unemployed people for just 6 months. How is that a good use of that money? $35 billion subsidizing insurance companies for 6 months. Wouldn't that money be better invested towards building universal health care in this country?
Well, clearly you have health insurance right now. But the question is, you ought to pose that to people who have lost their job through no fault of their own, that has lost their health insurance and they need a bridge so that they stay with insurance, so that they can get that checkup and detect cancer early. It's very easy for people to make judgment calls when they're not in other people's shoes, and I won't do that. I won't put a price on lives. I won't put a price on...
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
Hold on, with respect.
Hold on, wait.
Okay.
No, but I'm not going to put a price tag on a woman finding out that she has early stages of breast cancer so that we can beat it. I mean, look, did we rise to the moment? Yes. Did we spend $1.9 trillion? We did. You know why? Because there was $1.9 trillion worth of problems in this country that we were trying to fix.
Yes. So, with respect, I just need to push back a little bit. I'm in favor of you spending $1.9 trillion. I'd have gone higher. I'm very happy that you're spending lots of money. And as for the money on healthcare, it's not that I don't want you to spend $35 billion on healthcare. I'm in favor of universal healthcare. And when you say there's no price tag on healthcare, the problem is the president, Joe Biden, told us there is. He says we can't afford Medicare for all. I'm saying if you can afford $35 billion to give to COBRA, which is a very inefficient, overpriced way of giving people healthcare, why not spend that money on a universal healthcare system that helps everyone, not just insurance companies?
Well, remember, this is a response to a pandemic. If we didn't have COVID-19, you wouldn't see us doing that COBRA appropriation. So remember, we're probably saying close to the same thing, but remember, this is in response to people losing their jobs through no fault of their own. And if you don't have COVID-19 out there, people are not losing their jobs in record numbers through no fault of their own.
Through no fault of their own. I mean, again, it's just regurgitating that ridiculous, 80s Biden talking point about people losing their jobs and it being, for some reason, their fault. But in any time, that may not be the case, or if they're not employed. But that was just so well done by Mehdi Hasan. The thing that Cedric Richmond isn't saying there is that COBRA enriches health insurance companies, healthcare providers. That's why we're doling out all this money, because we're terrified if we do the cheaper, more efficient option, we crack the door open on Medicare for all. and then all
I think that's
hell's
the
gonna
second. I
break
think that's
loose.
the part. Like, I mean, I think like they're happy to give the subsidies to health insurance, but it doesn't. I mean, look, the health insurance companies, they don't make any more than they would during normal times of COBRA, right? I mean, although you could argue that people wouldn't be able to afford it. What happens with COBRA is this: I'm a company. I lay somebody off. That person continues, and that person has health insurance on my company. That person continues to pay whatever portion of the health insurance they had paid before. Then it goes up because they have to pay even greater portion of that health insurance, and I, as the employer, still pay. So now the government comes in and pays all of it. It's a very expensive product, and the problem, like. The reason why Richmond had such a lame answer is because there's no good answer. It would have been just as easy to say, we're going to do a temporary expansion of Medicare. We got the apparatus set up. You file your unemployment insurance claim. All you need to do is show that your unemployment insurance claim is valid. Boom, that gets you Medicare for a certain period of time. Same, The infrastructure is there to do Medicare. We have people on Medicare who are not necessarily 65. You could expand Medicaid. You could say you get a Medicaid voucher, and the expansion of Medicaid, you do that. It's trickier in the states because it's not federally run, but you could do it that way. So Mehdi did a good job. It's just I think he must have been surprised that. If I had asked that question and I got that response, I would have been a little thrown off because I would have been like, whoa, are you really pretending like I didn't ask you that question? Are you really pretending like I'm attacking you for providing health insurance as opposed to for the way that you provide health insurance? I would have been surprised.
Well,
because that takes a lot of chutzpah to pretend like
that's Cedric Richmond. I mean, but he used the standard talking points that he would use for a right-wing outlet or a centrist outlet talking about you're spending way too much money. That's what you get from regular media. But Mehdi is so good, and he goes, wait, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm happy that you're spending money. And Richmond was just flummoxed. He had no idea what to say because the common sense solution is not the conversation that the rest of the media is having.
Right. That's absolutely right. And I would have been surprised just because I would have been like, wait. Did you not know whose show you were coming on? But I mean, that's. I wonder how many more times they're going to send people to him now.
Well, I hope and pray for more, right. Because again, look, we just have to. He's our partner on Peacock, and regardless of that, it's just so refreshing to hear those kinds of questions being asked and followed up on and said with such clarity. So.